Hey everybody, it's Bubbly4041 and I'm back with my next video. This is going to be a collection tour of my current collection for the year 2022. I did not have a lot of new additions last year. Part of where my life is headed is allocating for funds to be put elsewhere, so the model horse train is kind of slowing down a little bit, but I do still enjoy sharing my collection with you, and I will still continue to collect, just kind of on a smaller scale, and with less horses coming in and that kind of thing. But I'm still collecting, still showing, still wanting to share my model horses with you all. So we're going to start off and go shelf by shelf as I usually do. I do have my shelves allocated into kind of different breed types, things like that, so you will see that. Excuse any background noise as well. I do have the window open, so you might hear some background noise. And we're going to just share with you the horses' names that I've given them, a little bit about them, and just kind of go from there. I will say that probably 90% of my collection at this point is mostly stones, excluding my stablemates. Those are mostly Breyer. And I do show pretty much 95 to 98% of my collection. They're pretty much all part of my show string as well. So go ahead and just share my ponies with you. So starting on this first shelf here, these ones on the left, these are my top shelves. These guys are just sale horses. I don't have room on my sale shelf for them, so they're just chilling out here. Otherwise, this is kind of my draft horse shelf. So on the left here, we have my one-of-a-kind stone trotting drafter. His name is Finnegan's Wake, but otherwise his OF name was Frank. He does have a lot of cool factory custom details, new mane. I think his tail's a little bit different, but he has a lot of cool tendril things in his mane. It's really interesting, and just a nice paint job. He's a pretty boy. And then next to him I have my one-of-a-kind Peter Stone standing drafter. So this is dipped in gold. His original name was Renewed Mind, and he was done by Cheryl Leisure. Has some really nice dapples to him and etched markings. And then next to him I have my only Breyer drafter. This is on the newer Shenandoah mold. He was a Christmas horse from, I believe, 2020, or at least a couple years ago, and he's just a nice plain bay. And his name is Cordy Moore. So there's those three. And then down here is kind of a hodgepodge of different breeds. I have my sport horses, light breeds, and ponies. So on the very left here, this is my Carlisle. I did win him in 2012 at Breyerfest. He was the Saturday raffle model, limited to 26 pieces. He is one of the oldest models in my collection. I have a pretty rapid turnover rate. If they don't really show well, that's mostly what I do with my horses, so I am able to sell them and just have them move on to new homes pretty quickly, but I have held on to him since 2012, so he's one of the older models in my collection that's been with me the longest. And his name is Kings of Twilight. And then next to him I have my only other traditional pony. This is a one-of-a-kind Peter Stone pony. He has a turned head, new mane and tail. He's a little flea-bitten gray, but his original name was Freckles Boy, and I call him Raisin a Ruckus. He's really cute. And then in front of him I have two pony foals. So on the left is Blazing Comet. He was a web special from Breyer with the Halflinger Mare a couple years ago, and I only have him. I don't have the mare anymore. And then next to him is a special run from a couple years ago. I call him In Cahoots, and I don't have the mare anymore either. I just have him from that set. So there's those two. And then we have my light breeds. Starting off, we have a designer horse, Flea-bitten Gray Arabian Stone. He has a straightened head, a different tail. Really nice guy. His name's Breccia. And I bought him secondhand. I bought most of my designer horses secondhand, off Model Horse sales pages or in person or other things like that. And then we have this guy. This is a Red Roan, also designer horse from Peter Stone, the Blue Angel customization. And he's really pretty. His name is Riding Solo. And then in front of him we have this little girl. This is Breath of Heaven. She's also a Peter Stone designer horse on their newer Arabian foal mold. She's really sweet. And then we have my one-of-a-kind Peter Stone yearling. Her original name is Flavia, but I call her Uptown Girl. She's just a nice dappled buckskin. And then we have this guy. This is a customized Pebbles Arabian from Stone. Don't remember exactly what year he came out. He was a limited run. He does have a customized mane and tail, and he is a stallion, and I call him Princeton. And then moving on to my sport horses, I only have one stone sport horse, and that's this one-of-a-kind Palouse here. She's also by Cheryl Leisure, And I don't remember what her original name is, but I call her Broadway Baby. She has really nice dapples, etched markings, kind of similar to Dipped in Cold because they're both by the same artist. So she's very pretty. And then I have 3 Briar Sport horses, Warm Bloods. On the left here, this is a Glossy for Dades. I did buy him secondhand. I didn't win him that year, unfortunately. He was the one that I wanted. So I had to buy him secondhand, but his name is Take a Chance, and he's really lovely. And then we have these 2. These are also probably one of the older models in my collection. I remember I got Totalis at a novice show, a novice show in 2013, so I've had him for quite some time, and he's really lovely. I call him the Dark Knight. And then next to him we have my Gigi Valentine. I got her in 2012. I did bring her to the 2012 youth show that she actually won, the youth show, the entire thing, so that was a really awesome moment, inspired my love of showing, and she's been in my collection ever since. So I call her Lady Bay. She's my glossy Gigi Valentine. I do not have the foal anymore, I only have her. And then we're just gonna kind of move on over, I think, do some crisscrossing here. I'm gonna go to the shelf because this is some more kind of gated breeds, things like that. Moving on in that direction a little bit. So this guy's kind of a mix. I show him as a mix of a gated breed and I think a paint, so he's just chilling on the shelf. This is a one-of-a-kind Peterstone Foundation Quarter Horse, or Foundation Stock Horse, whatever it's called. He's by Audrey Dixon. He's lovely. He has really, really awesome dapples and etched markings. He has a peg in his hoof, so he stands up a little straighter, and he has really cool flowing mane details in his tail as well. I call him Love Story, and I think his original name was Shaden, something along those lines, but he's really lovely, has very nice details, and I know this mold doesn't show very well, but just his customization and his color just grabbed me, so he's a lovely model. And then moving on, we have some other stone models here. We have my 2 Stone Morgans. On the left is Spring Awakening. He's a designer horse that I bought secondhand. Really nice, just dappled flax and chestnut, and he has a little bit of a turned head. And then we have the one next to him is one of the newer models of my collection the past couple of years. I call him Prince of Thieves. He's a one-of-a-kind Peter Stone Morgan and a really nice silver bay. And his original name was Cavalier or something along those lines. Very nice model. And excuse the noise in the background. And then going down the list, this next guy here is probably one of the last newer purchases that I bought last year. So this is a one-of-a-kind Tennessee walking horse. Also believe he's by Cheryl Leisure. He's a dappled black. Really lovely markings, etched markings. He has mapping as well. He is just a really, really nice model. And his mane and tail are customized, I believe. So I call him Getaway Car. And I don't remember what his original name was. I think it was Malcolm, I think. So that's him. And then we have these 2 saddlebreds. The one on the left is original Peter Stone Christmas Waltz. I call him Night Fever. And he's a little bit different because most of the Christmas Waltz models that I've seen have the forelock going to the other side. But in every other way, he's identical to those models. So his forelock just is going a different way. Really nice bay. Glossy bay. And then we have this guy. He was a judge's model one year, I think 2016. So he doesn't really have an original finish name, but I call him Sparks Will Fly. He's a really bright chestnut, and I don't think he has any customizations to him from the factory. And then scooting down here, so don't forget about her, this is my other Peter Stone Pebbles. She's a little American saddlebred. She has the customized shorter tail. Doesn't go all the way down to her hooves. Some striped hooves and a cute little kind of etched facial marking. She's really sweet. And I call her a class act. She is bay, but she does have a bit of a purple sheen to her. As you can tell, this light is really bringing it out. So the natural light for today. And then to finish up the end of this shelf, we have these 2 guys. On the left is a customized Peter Stone Thoroughbred. He has a tilted head and a lifted leg. And he's older. He's from, I even want to say maybe 2006, I think. He's an older guy. Just nice kind of dapple gray. He's mostly white, got some dapples going on in there. And I call him Frosted. And then next to him we have my, and he's not a one-of-a-kind, he's a limited of like 100, I think. And then we have my one-of-a-kind Peter Stone Andalusian. His original name was the Ambassador. He's just a really nice, they call him a seal bay. I think he's really more of like a dappled sooty buckskin. He has the lattice customized mane, and I call him Ferrero. He's really lovely. Really one of the only Spanish horses that I have. I don't have really any Spanish horses besides him. And then we're going to go down to this shelf. This is my stock horse shelf, which is basically all stones. So starting, we'll go left to right as I usually do. The one horse on the shelf that is not a stone is this guy. He's just the classic newer Mustang sculpt that they released in the Freedom series or whatever they're calling it. And I call him Tartan. He is a really cute guy. And then we're starting into the Ish conga. This is the biggest conga that I have, and I'll try to remember all their details for you. So we got the Appaloosas on the end here. On the left is the bay. I do not know his original information. He's presumed a one-of-a-kind, but I don't have any concrete proof of that. He does have some writing on his stomach, but I can't really make it out. So I think he might be a one-of-a-kind. He's just has a roached mane, maybe the ponytail or a normal tail, I can't remember. And he's just a bay blanket Appaloosa. And he's very nice. I can't remember, I'll come back to you with his name, because I can't remember off the top of my head. Reckless Abandon, I think? I think that's what it is. But I'll have to check for you guys. And then next to him is my newer Appaloosa here. He's a one-of-a-kind. And his original name, I think, was Borrow or something like that, and I call him Risky Business, and he has just a little bit of a customized mane and tail situation, but he's lovely, and his mouth is open a little bit, which you can't really tell, but his mouth is slightly open. He's a lovely model. And then we go into my paint horses here. This is called her Twist of Fate. She is a one-of-a-kind best offer Peter Stone-ish. Minimal Tobiano. She has etched markings. Really lovely. I think she has some of the loveliest eyes of any of my Peter Stone horses. They are just fabulous. And her original name was McBride. And then we have this guy. His original name was Dreammaker or Dreamwalker Shadow, something like that. Dream something. And I call him Smoky Mountain Mystery. He's just a mapped Overo with no other customizations to him, but he's a nice guy. And then we have this guy. His original name was Clive, but I call him Oliver Twist, and he's kind of a minimal Overo Sabino mixture. I think his face is lovely. I love his blaze with the pink on the end. Very nice model. And then we kind of go into my quarter horses a little bit here. This guy is a one-of-a-kind. He's older. He does have some really nice blue eyes, which don't come out really well in pictures. But he's kind of a red roan with the bald face and a customized mane and tail. His mane's very long, and his tail is a bit straight. He's really nice. I call him, his original name was Rio Rancho, I think, something like that, and I call him, Into the Unknown. Into the Unknown is his name. And then we have my other kind of straight quarter horses here. This is a one-of-a-kind. His original name was Welsh. I call him Through the Grapevine. Just a nice liver chestnut. He has a turned head and other mane and tail customizations. He's very nice. Then we have this other Peter Stone one-of-a-kind here. He's a kind of dappled buckskin. He's dapples all over. And or not a one-of-a-kind, excuse me. He's a limited run of 7, so not a one-of-a-kind for this guy. And I call him It's Corona Time, because I got him, I think, in 2020, so he kind of stuck with that name. His original name is Van Tassel. Really nice guy. Customized, I think, mane a little bit. I can't remember if his tail is customized. Then we have the OG right here, the sooty buckskin with the braided forelock. He was, I think, my first ish that I ever got. Just the windswept mane and tail with the braided forelock. He was a designer horse, and I call him Dusk Till Dawn. He's had a couple different name changes, but his most recent name now is Dusk Till Dawn. And then finally we have this girl. This is a portrait model. She's a portrait of one of my real life lesson horses that I rode on Really nicely shaded model. She's probably one of the nicest shaded models in my collection. Little tiny etch star, that's the only marking she has, and her name is an undone wrap, because that's what the original horse's name was. And then we have my two weanlings here. In the front, we have this little black Tobiano filly. She's a limited run of 15. Tiger 4, something like that, was her original name. She was made for some sort of model horse as a run for a model horse show through Stone. And I call her Twist and Shout. And then this other little filly here, again, one of the older models in my collection. I got her at Equilocity in 2012 when I went there for a Braggerfest and happened to stay in the hotel that Equilocity was being hosted in, so I did buy her originally from Stone that year. She's a run of 30, and her original name is Mina, but I call her Heart and Soul. And she's a little red roan with a customized mane and tail, and she's a little Appaloosa. Very cute. And then going on to the shelf up here, and then I'll show you my stablemates. This is kind of my miscellaneous shelf. We have my long ears on this shelf, the very few customs that I own, and then my unicorn. So for my long ears, we have, this is the Glossy Buckeye from Breyer, and I call him Partly Puzzled. He's very pretty. And then I have these two long ears as well. So this one, the bottom one here, this is a Schleich, and I call her Moxie. And then this guy is the Breyer Companion Miniature Donkey, something like that, and I call him Sprite. And then for my fantasy models, I just have this Santa Surprise horse from, I think, 2018, one of those years. Got the gold Othello Unicorn, limited to 350 pieces, and I call him Swinging on a Star. And then beneath him, this is a little Design-a Chips from Stone. She's a little Stone Chip stock full, and she has a horn and wings, and I call her Faith. She's very cute. And then finally we have my customs here on this shelf. So this is a little custom that my sister painted, so it's chilling up here with them. Otherwise, my two actual customs here, we have a customized Gigi Valentine by Monica West, and then I have a custom American Saddlebred by Deborah Brown of the UK. And he's an older piece. He's from 2010, I think. The Gigi Valentine is from 2014. Her name is, give me a moment, Gloria. And then his name is Heartless Deceptions, or Desi. He's been on this channel for a long time, and I'm still hanging on to him. Don't show customs very much anymore, but I still hold on to these two because they are lovely. And then this is a signing model that I brought with me to Braggerfest 2009, so he's also just chilling on this shelf. And then I'll show you real quick, these are my other sale models here. I do have a Model Horse Sales Pages account, so they're all going to be listed to that. And then I'll show you really quick, grab my stool here. I do have taxidermy around, so don't pay attention to that. I have taxidermy collection tours as well on this channel if you are interested. So these are my stablemates. I did kind of dwindle them down a little bit, got them all on this one shelf, and they're kind of separated by breed also. So up here we have drafters, and I'll show their names real quick if I can remember them. So left to right we have Modern Art, Vermilion, Duke of Earl, and then the Mist on the far right, and Carbon Copy is the little drum horse guy. These are my kind of sport and light breeds. We have On the Wing, In the Spotlight, Harrington, Crown of Shadows, Artifice, and Celebrity Status. And then over here we got some more gated breeds and ponies. We have Victoria's Secret, and then the little Silver Bay guy right there. Try to remember what his name is for a minute. I'll come back to him, it'll come to me. Oh, and hers too. I know this one right here, this little Silver Bay pony is Silver Mist. That's Paloma. All right, I'm gonna have to come back to them. Drizzled in Dots, Mountain Time, Meadowlark, and Red Rocket. And theirs is missing me. I gotta come back to them. All right, these are my sport horses here. We have Cityscape, Midas, I think, something along those lines. All That Glitters, Larkspur, and Calderon. And then we have these guys right here. And I gotta come back because I can't remember all of their names right now. Power Play is on the right, and then this guy is Jet into Vegas, and his name is .com, the spotted one. And then we have my foals in the very back here. This is the Omen on the right, and on the left is another Brightburn is his name. Then we got Spotted Charm, Twilight Zone. This is really kind of a lot for me to remember all their names right now. I can't remember this little red guy's name off the top of my head at this moment. And hers either. Hers is escaping me. This little guy's name I think is Quimby, I think. And then we got these guys. These guys don't have a name except for the one in the Appaloose in the middle. I called them Drops of Jupiter. The other two don't have a name at the moment. Resplendent, Strawberry Avalanche, Tango, and Dust Bunny. And then these are my stock horses, kind of a little bit. These guys were like Spanish, a little bit of Spanish horses there. And for my stock horses, it's going to be Vindicated Embers, Reflection, something about reflection with her name. Can't quite remember. And then Morning Coffee, and then Designer Skyline, Fan the Flame, and Eagle Spirit. Her name is Marching On for the Tennessee Walking Horse, and his name is Cadbury. Wow, it's all coming back to me a little bit now. And these two I still can't quite... I know I had Red in his name, I think. But anyway, so I can't quite remember their names at the moment, but that's all my stablemates that I have, just all Briar at this point, for the most part, except for these two little stone ponies. I think they're the only stones that I have, except for Faith. So, little stones anyway, little chip stones. So, that's everybody for my stablemates. And then I'll do a big overview here for these guys, those shelves. And then there's these guys as well. So I appreciate you guys watching this collection tour video. As always, if you have any comments or questions, please post them down below. Video suggestion ideas are always welcome. Really appreciate you guys tuning in, and I will see you in the next video. Have a great day, guys.